Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I got one for you straight out of Hanceville, Alabama. What I try to do in this video channel is give you unique stories that may not have made it to the national news. We are all busy in our work lives, and I try to give you some unique stories that sometimes make you say, huh. And this one out of Hanceville, Alabama, is surrounded around its police department, and there are drugs involved. There are officers that are allegedly breaking into the evidence room, and there's even a person in this particular police department that allegedly overdosed on drugs and died. And so the entire police department in Hanceville has been dismantled, and now the sheriff's office has taken over. So let's find out what led up to this. Right out of Hanceville, Alabama. Hanceville police injected and distributed drugs while on duty, court records state. The rampant culture of corruption at the Hanceville Police Department, as described by a Coleman County grand jury, included on-duty drug injections, misuse of criminal databases, and distribution of controlled substances to each other and to others, according to the indictment. So they stole these drugs, and they even used them within the police department, and they even sold them to outsiders, like drug dealers. Hanceville's police chief, 51-year-old Jason Marlin, 4 officers, and the wife of one of the officers were indicted on a combined 26 charges. District Attorney Champ Crocker said at a press conference where he announced the shocking allegations, Champ Crocker, that's the DA, that included a broomstick routinely used to jimmy open the door to the evidence room, which was allegedly accessed through a hole in the wall, and this was caught on video surveillance inside the police department. This is a sad day for law enforcement, and at the same time, it is a good day for the rule of law, Attorney Crocker said. There's nothing more important to us in law enforcement than good, honest law enforcement, Coleman County Sheriff Matt Gentry said. When we have those who do wrong, it hurts us all. In addition to the chief, those charged are officers Cody Allen Kelso, 33, Drew Shellnut, 39, Jason Wilbanks, 37, Eric Michael Kelso, 44, and his wife, 63-year-old Donna Kelso. So Eric Michael Kelso's wife is almost 20 years older than him. Not that that matters, but these all are mature adults. All 6 were surrendered to the Coleman County Jail, and all were released on bond. The attorney for Eric and Donna Kelso did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Court records do not yet list attorneys for the other officers. Chief Marlin, the chief, is charged with 2 counts of failure to report ethics crimes and tampering with physical evidence. He retired from the Birmingham Police Department, where he worked at the South Precinct. The indictments against Marlin allege that as the head of the police force, he had a duty to report ethics violations on his officers to Alabama Ethics Commission and failed to do so. Now, he had a fiduciary responsibility to let the Alabama Ethics Commission know of these violations of his officers. Specifically, records state he did not report violations by Cody Kelso and Wilbanks after being notified of the violations by the State Bureau of Investigation. Chief Marlin, according to court documents, also removed or mishandled evidence from the property room, which the district attorney said was anything but secure. The evidence room. All of them had access to it and were even breaking into it. Eric Kelso is accused of selling, furnishing, giving away, or delivering Adderall to someone who is not charged in the indictment, and also providing hydrocodone and performance enhancing anabolic steroids to Officer Wilbanks. So he provided hydrocodone and anabolic steroids to another officer. He also, according to the indictment, provided anabolic steroids to Cody Kelso. Why they're taking anabolic steroids is beyond me. The time frame for the distribution was March 1st through August 23rd of 2024. Eric Kelso's wife, Donna Kelso, is also accused of providing anabolic steroids repeatedly during those dates to Wilbanks and to Cody Kelso. Wilbanks' charging documents state that he traveled while on duty to receive the unlawfully distributed steroids from Donna Kelso. They got a lot going on in this department. They say he solicited the substances on his city-issued cell phone. The indictment also alleges that Officer Wilbanks of accessing the records management system to obtain information on an unnamed woman and an unnamed man and providing that information to other officers. He also allegedly used the law enforcement tactical system, LETS, L-E-T-S, to obtain a vehicle's tag information for Eric Kelso, according to the indictment. Officer Wilbanks is also accused of removing and or mishandling evidence from the property room. Cody Kelso, records state, unlawfully accessed the same records management system to view the murder investigation against Randall Dwayne Hogan, who was arrested in 2024 in the 2020 disappearance and death of 57-year-old Jeffrey Glenn Wilhite, who disappeared in April 2020 from Coleman County. Why Officer Cody Kelso accessed that information is not made clear in the court records. Officer Cody Kelso and Wilbanks both traveled to an undisclosed hospital while on duty to get the anabolic steroid injections from Donna Kelso. He too is accused of removing or mishandling evidence from the property room as well as Shellnut. The indictments followed a massive investigation by multiple local and state agencies, with the evidence then presented to a grand jury panel consisting of 18 people. The indictments were issued on February the 14th. Those involved in the investigation included the State Bureau of Investigation, the Alabama Attorney General's Office, the Alabama Ethics Commission, and the Coleman Police Department and Wallace State Police. The status of the officer's city employment was not immediately known, and it wasn't immediately clear how many officers remained with the department. Repeated efforts to reach Mayor Jim Sawyer for comments. But Sawyer said in a prepared statement Wednesday that unfortunately the Hanceville Police Department has fallen short in its mission to serve the people. It is unfortunate that the actions of a few have tarnished our city's good name. The grand jury recommended the department to be abolished, to be dismantled. The department has not been disbanded yet, but if it is, the sheriff's office will handle law enforcement for the city, Gentry said. The news of the indictments came after a Hanceville police dispatcher was found dead at work in 2024 after a drug overdose. Christopher Michael Willingham, 49, was found dead August 23rd in his office The discovery was made shortly after 11 a.m. that Friday. Willingham's body was sent for an autopsy at the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences in Hanceville. Coleman County Coroner Jeremy Kilpatrick on Wednesday said Willingham died from the combined toxic effects of, listen to this, fentanyl, gabapentin, diazepine, which is Valium, amphetamine, carisoprodol, and methylcarbinol. That's a lot of stuff. And he died at work. The manner of his death was ruled an accident. None of the indicted officers were charged in connection with Willingham's death yet. However, the grand jury found Willingham's death was a direct result of the Hanceville Police Department's negligence, lack of procedure, and disregard for human life. Let me say this. I am not here to defend Chris Willingham, and I'm not here to tear him down, Crocker said. He has a family, he has friends, he's been around for a long time. Attorney Crocker said the unfettered access that a lot of people had to the evidence room was the basis of the grand jury's finding regarding Willingham's death. None of the indictments mentioned Willingham, and no charges have been filed in connection with his death. It seems to me that his death, Willingham's death, is probably what precipitated this entire investigation to a certain degree. Dead bodies speak very loudly and at high volumes. And if all of this was going on in this Hanceville Police Department in Alabama, when did they have time to police the citizens of that city? You're talking anabolic steroids, you're talking meth, you're talking fentanyl. There is gabapentin. They are breaking into the evidence room, and I guess the arrogance and egregiousness and the hubris amongst these officers, they didn't realize that there are surveillance cameras sitting inside the police department watching everything that everybody does. And there's video coverage of them accessing inappropriately breaking into the evidence room with a broomstick on several occasions. What in the world was going on? This is not just one rogue cop. This is a rogue department. What's going on in Alabama between these mass executions that they're having of prisoners, the unhealthy conditions in their state prisons, and the abuse that is taking place? And now you have a scenario where you have a small town in Hanceville where the entire police department is acting rogue and even acting as alleged drug dealers by distributing illegal drugs to other officers and to outsiders, people in the city. It is very important and crucial I think that this department needs to be dismantled, and the sheriff's office or the state needs to take it over until they can hire some new, fresh, honest police officers that want to do a good job behind the badge. Public safety is at a premium in today's time, and public safety needs to be protected. Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.